Hey, it's your boy Fast Coop, and I'm gonna need y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. I hope I wasn't just too loud. I know it's early, but I gotta give y'all some news y'all could use. That boy Offset just dropped that new album, KIARI. Yeah, man, if you don't know, KIARI is actually his government name, you feel me? Offset came in hot, you feel me? You know, the cool thing with Offset is we all know him from the group. You feel me? He's been on this journey of being a solo artist, and it's pretty cool just to see, you know, what he's capable of doing on his own. And it kind of feels like he was shelled in, or he had to do what the group was doing. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes we do have to move on. You feel me? And you know, respectfully, Offset definitely moved on. But you know, once the album cracks off, he pays tribute to Takeoff. You feel me? That boy got John Legend singing, you feel me, for Takeoff. Like, when I look at that right there, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? And, you know, shout out to Quavo, but I feel like, you know, Quavo, you know, just has a lot of grief and regret on him. And when he put out the Rocket Power album, I don't think it got the job done. I think we knew that, you know, he was sorry about it, but I feel like Offset, he touched on the situation as he should. Having John Legend sing like this is something that you like would have heard at like maybe a funeral of like a superstar. So it just feels great knowing that, you know, Offset put something so creative and so meaningful together for his late brother Takeoff. Now, I'm not going to be spilling the beans and stuff on the album. You got to go check it out. But, you know, personally, my favorite songs on the album in terms of production, I like Enemies, produced by Honorable C Note. I like the Run It Up song, produced by London on the Track. That's actually featuring Key Glock, which I didn't know who he was even on the album to begin with, which was pretty smart. You know, the record with Young Boy, it's good. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say it's the best, but Young Boy definitely did what Young Boy was supposed to do. You know, and I also like the Folgers joint. I feel like that's like a new sound for Offset. This is the thing about Offset. If we're going to compare the two albums, the last one and KIARI, right? The one thing with the last one is that all the songs are like pretty much blended together. Like, you know, they kind of just feel like all the songs are related. They feel like they're all cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel very similar. Now, Offset, he's willing to take a risk. You know, and that's the cool thing about Offset. Sometimes it can hurt him, and sometimes it can really help him. Now, there was like maybe like one or two records that, you know, I felt like, you know, it really was just one record. I'm not going to tell y'all which one. We're going to see, you know, what record doesn't do the most, right? But there was just a record where it was really repetitive, and I just felt like it was a little lazy. You feel me? And I feel like there shouldn't be any room for laziness. You know what I mean? Offset definitely, you know, in a position where he doesn't have to prove himself because, you know, he already has accolades. He's already, you know, established himself as a solo artist. But, you know, definitely want to just keep the momentum going. Now, yeah, man, he definitely, you know, spoke on things about like him and Cardi B. He didn't get too disrespectful. Actually, he didn't get disrespectful at all. He just kind of let it be known, like, man, I got bitches. You know what I'm saying? I can get girls. You know what it is. And y'all heard the Professional record. You know what I mean? So that was kind of like the record to let it be known. Like, nigga, I get girls. I'm going to play it. You feel me? That's going to happen. But, you know, he has a Move On record that's pretty good. He has another record with Tizo, Touchdown, which is pretty, you know, meaningful. He kind of speaks on, you know, the past and, you know, coming up with the Migos and stuff like that without saying too much. But, you know, he lets it be known that he does miss working with his brothers. But he's okay with being a solo artist as well. You know, I love the album. You know, I love the album. I think the title of the album really, you know, represents something, and it represents him. You feel me? He definitely got emotional. He definitely gave bangers for the club. He definitely displayed lyrical ability. He definitely displayed range. He definitely, you know, displayed creativity. And I have to commend him, you know. So, like, Gunna's album is a monster. It's a beast, but it's a smooth ride, right? If we're, like, at the amusement park, it's probably going to be one of those smooth flowing joints. You feel me? Offset's going to take you on, like, the Superman. You know what I mean? And you're going to go like, whoa. And then you may go on a smooth one. And then you may go on one that was not that good. But then another one's gonna come and it's kind of gonna be like the Superman, if you get what I'm saying. So like it's definitely a more exciting ride. I'm going to label them equal. And I may give Gunna just the edge a little bit just because of the adversity he had to deal with, just, with the whole situation and, him being like 3 for 3. And yeah, I think Gunna has more songs. Gunna has more songs than Offset on the 2 albums that just were released. So I'll probably give Gunna a slight edge. So if like one's an 8, I would give Offset an 8, and I would give Gunna an 8.5. You feel me? I can't say either one's a 10 out of 10 because Gunna didn't have too many American artists on there. And I feel like if he had, maybe like, just some American talent on there as well, superstars, that would be great as well. He had a lot of international sensations on there. But I just know with like a collaboration for someone, from the American music industry, that would have been great, and that definitely is something that was needed. It doesn't have to be a hip-hop artist. It could be someone who's not even in that realm, you know what I mean? Could it be a SZA or something like that? For Offset, I feel as though there was a record with YF and Lucci that was great. Everything is good, but I do feel like there's just something missing. I don't know if Offset has a club banger. Like, I don't know if he has like a banger song on there. This was more emotional to me than anything with flow. The Professional song is good, but I don't know if he has like the song that's going to take over the summer or the fall, because summer's over. You feel me? Gunna has the We Getting Fucked Tonight with Burna Boy, and he has the Forever Be Mine. So those two are like smashes. I don't know if Offset has that, but the album is beautiful. I loved it. I enjoyed it. For me, being a day one Migos fan, the scene where Offset has taken himself, I have to applaud him and commend him because he's, still relevant and he's actually evolved and was able to morph into this new person that we have here today. He's vulnerable. He takes accountability. Those are traits of a man. And when I'm looking at the comments, he has a lot of international support too. So Africa loves him as well. So maybe if he had like an African collaboration on there, that would have did good. I think him and Gunna could have switched, recipes. I think if Gunna had a little more American talent on there, that would have helped him. And I think if Offset had some African help on his album, that would have helped him as well. Or even some maybe like Spanish or something like that, right? But overall, man, these are 2 great albums. I give KIARI a 8. I give Gunna's the last one an 8.5. But, I want to focus on KIARI. I want to focus on Offset. And I want to, just tell him that, it's great to see how far he's come. I think that, the future is bright for him as a solo artist. It's a little painful for me because I'm a day one Offset Migos fan, just to see Takeoff not being here anymore. And like, I remember the bando. I remember, like Offset crushing verses. I remember, just everything, like, the Offset super punch in Springfield, Mass. I remember Offset going to jail. You know what I mean? I remember going to the club in New York to see the Migos. I remember going to their shows. I remember buying a YRN. I remember buying T-shirts that had YRN on them. I just remember the lobby. I remember everything. So it's a little painful for me to see, that the Migos are broken up. But maybe in the future, there can be a duo album between him and Quavo. Now, Quavo needs to, just experiment a little more because he's still in that street nigga area. You feel me? He's still in there. If he can, he's very versatile. He's tried rock and stuff like that, but I just feel like he needs to focus on his sound. You know what I mean? Making his sound, as best as possible, because the thing is, he would have Offset and he would have Takeoff to help him. He would just focus on the hooks and he could just do what he does best, and you only pretty much get like maybe 45 seconds of Quavo. Now, the thing is, you have to be able to listen to more Quavo, and that's where we are now. How can we listen to 2 minutes of Quavo, right? And Quavo needs to work on that. So if they're going to work, Offset's definitely ready. I just want Quavo to understand that Offset's ready, and he needs to be real with himself and ask himself, is he ready for the level of artistry that Offset is going to provide? And will he be able to compete? Will he be able to compare? Will he be able to entertain as much as Offset, right? So, all right, that's my take on this. Y'all give me y'all thoughts, y'all comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The Grit!